What's up, everybody? Live Farmer 73 here, and right now, as you can see, I'm using what I got to get done what I need to get done. I've done this a few times. Don't want to go too quick. I'm gonna show you what I'm doing. I just took my brakes off, and now you can see this is what pushes your brake pads together, and I'm pushing those back in because they was extended so far because my brakes was that bad. Now I'm gonna go check my brake fluid because I'm gonna just tell y'all this, some FYI stuff, and I figured I'd tell y'all while I'm doing it. Years ago, and I thought about it. I was like, why ain't my brakes going in, no pressure? Because if you don't take that doggone brake cap off, I'm gonna show you, it won't relieve any pressure. And this is just FYI right here. Take that off. Take that off. This is where your brake fluid go. Take that off. Because if you leave that on, no brake fluid can come out. No pressure can come out. So you're going to be sitting back there cranking for no reason. Now, I don't have an actual press. And I've never purchased one because I've always done this. I've always been, did a lot of woodworking. And this worked just the same. You twist that. You see that going back? Because it's not perfect. Usually I only have one of these things, but my truck has two. Now you see this? Let me show you. See that? Both of those. This one was pushing in and that one ain't. So I just got to come over here and do the same thing. Come from under that truck. So this is what I'm doing. And I just wanted to take y'all along with me just to show you ain't no more depending on people. Now, the last quote I got for this, because I don't have time to be doing it, somebody telling me $500. Now, I'm going to tell y'all this. It's either going to be, either you're going to pay out your pocket or you're going to pay with blood, sweat, and tears. It's either going to be $500 or it's going to be 5 hours worth of work. I'm going to put brakes on both sides. This side, that side, rotors and brakes. If you got them off, you might as well go ahead and put everything on there that you need on there. So I bought rotors, and I've been had them, and I'm gonna put rotors and brake pads on here so I ain't gotta worry about nothing, okay? So the reason I'm telling y'all this stuff is because you can do this yourself. It's gonna cost you a little time and a little YouTube University if you ain't never did it, but yo, you'll have a master's degree in saving money. It's a little cumbersome. I forgot my other glove too. I don't want to get this brake dust on me. Because I know they say it used to be made of asbestos, and they say it don't no more, but I don't trust them about nothing. Might be made out of asbestos, even worse. So all I'm gonna do, if y'all can see that at all I'm doing is pressing this down. Just like you would clamp this onto some wood, look. Can you see that going in? Press that down slowly. Don't go too fast. You don't want to bust no hoses or nothing. I can twist that with 2 fingers. No big deal. All that's doing is pushing that fluid back up into that reservoir so I can get these new brake pads on. Now I want to get back even. I'm going to get that all the way in. Now I'm going to loosen up and I'm going to start over. Normally, if you only got 1 cup, you ain't got to worry about all this back and forthing. If you can see this. I'm getting too excited. I'm going too fast. I'm getting too excited. Y'all know how we do. I'm getting too excited by stuff here. Hold on. Let me back it all the way out and start over fresh. Squeeze that, push that up. I'm just showing you. Use what you got to get what you want. Y'all know the movie. Use what you got to get what you want. You see that? Push that all the way back in. See that? Free. And they sitting there telling me they got to use that press, and that's going to cost them another $100. That's why they, man, shut up. When I was down in Florida, and them boys was telling me all that hogwash, they couldn't get my brakes off. Remember that? Look at that. Off, down, all the way down. Now, just to make sure, because I'm going to stop and we're going to talk. Look at that. All the way down, flush. They was out here, flush. Now, you want to hang this up. You don't want to just have that hanging by the holes. So I just made me a little hanger out of an old piece of wire so that don't put tension on that. And I'm going to put these new brake pads on here. Put new brake pads on. Put them back in the caliper. Put the bracket back on. Put my rotor on. And I'm done. Now let's talk about it. I just had to stop for a second and chop it up with y'all so y'all know where I'm coming from. All right. Any questions so far? Come on, hot dog. Any questions, y'all? Come on. Let me see, is my phone getting hot? Yeah, my phone getting hot. No questions? Let me see who all in here. Hey, little green patch. Oh, I know. Wi-Fi. Come on, pup. Come on. Come on. Come on. I'm going this way. Oh. My phone is boiling. Hold on. Man, I'm glad I stopped. Close this door. Letting flies in and everything. Okay. Sorry about that, y'all. What's going on? What's popping? Do I have any questions on anything you've seen or anything I said so far? I know the Wi-Fi was probably tripping. Guava. Hey, Missy Hawk, how you doing? I'm trying to get stuff together. Say, I lost my glasses. They done fell off me. Okay, see, I've learned, Erica said I learned to do a lot of working on my vehicle because they see a woman and try to overcharge. My dad taught me since he worked on cars. Okay, all right. How you doing, Free at last? How you doing? Good to see y'all. So what I'm here to and I'm not gonna be here but a minute because I really do need to get back out there. I'm glad I stopped because I didn't know my phone was this hot. I was listening to my phone earlier, but I'm here to tell y'all you can do it yourself. Save yourself some money. Right now ain't the time to be putting your money out in the streets like that. You know? So right there, this is the way to save yourself some money. Hey, girl, dad cooking. What's going on, brother? What's going on? Everything you, listen, I'm going to give you a little piece of advice that's solid. Think about this. Before you go pay somebody to do something, let's just say this. Let's just say cleaning your carpet in your house, okay? If you have never cleaned your carpet in your house, go rent a carpet cleaner for about $20 or whatever it is nowadays. And try to do it yourself. If you get tired of it and it turn out wrong, then call Stanley Steamer. You ain't really wasted no money, but you don't know if you can do it yourself or not unless you try it, right? Happy Max says, I've changed my own oil, even replaced my power steering pump thanks to YouTube University. But I've never done brakes. I'll give it a try when it's time. And you know what? It's really not hard. It's just if you don't have the right tools, you know, if you don't have a good ratchet set and some wrenches, it's just time consuming. If you don't got no, you know, if you don't got air tools and stuff like that, it's just time consuming, muscling all those bolts loose. Other than that, and if you want to save yourself some time and energy, go to Harbor Freight and buy a breaker bar. The breaker bar, you ain't got to be sitting there. Just buy a breaker bar about that long. And instead of sitting there trying to crank on them bolts and nuts all day long, don't even worry about it, you know? Don't even worry about it. Just go ahead and get that boy up out of there. Let me see. Hey, Chanel, how you doing? Okay, so right now, that's really all I really had to say. Happy Max says Harbor Freight knows my name. Hey, listen, I pay for the membership because I'm not an auto mechanic, so I don't need no $3,000 wrench. Patient Saint says, fortunately for me, automotive was my profession for 15 years. You won't realize how much you can save when you work on your own vehicle. Absolutely. Hey, my Renaissance grandma, listen, I tried this one more time. Tracy Williams says, I've changed brakes, alternators, battery starters, oil. Hey, Katina Brooks, how you doing, my sister? I tried it one more time. I got here and I took it to, listen, brakes for less. I took it to brakes for less and I knew I needed a rotor. Stick with me. I said, listen, give me your regular brake job and I'm going to need one rotor, right? And they gave me a price that was so ridiculous. I don't even remember what it was because I think I went a little numb for a minute. And then I said, no. I got my own parts. So I got my own rear brake pads and I have my own rear rotors that I purchased myself. All I need y'all to do is put them on. $500, five and some change. $500 for them to put on my parts. Plus tax. I said, what happened to the $239 for brake pads? That's just for the pads. What? Oh, man, people play with words, man. You know what I did? I came in and I asked all of that, and I got right back in my truck and I left. I left and I said, today I'm going to spend my day taking these brakes and switching these brakes out. Because listen, it's either going to take me 4 hours, let's just say this, 5 hours to do it myself or $500. You do the math on that, right? Say, oh, Katina Brooks, say, hello from the school bus. What's going on, my sister? Let me see. Charlie Boy says, as finances get tighter and tighter, YouTube University is definitely worth a try. Amen to that. K-Max says, my driver's side seatbelt broke. Took several months to get the part. I spent hours but managed to replace it. The auto shop down the road wanted to charge me $200 for a $50 part. And that's where we are today. And it's just going to get worse. The price is going to get worse, right? So instead of us panicking, don't panic. Let's get together and get online instead of watching stupid videos. Get online and learn something. Let me see here. What's your name? Mayor says, crazy. I'm out here working on my car right now instead of paying $500. Me too. We in the same boat. Shawana Williams said, you inspire me to fix my own door handles on my SUV. You know what? That is so easy. Once you do it, you're going to be mad that you wasted so much time running around, probably getting in on the passenger side. Once you do it, it's simplicity. Right? Shawana Williams said the dealership quoted me $2,100 for the chrome door handles. See what I'm saying? Let me see. Missy Hawk says, have a bathroom sink that is slow draining. Watched a couple videos and see it's pretty simple. Need to get a couple of tools. I'll be working on it soon. Never done it before, but I don't want to pay. Amen to that. You know, look, this is my thought on that, y'all, for real. Start it yourself. Try to knock it out yourself. And if you just have to throw in the towel, you ain't losing no money. Because if you gotta call the repairman, you're gonna pay the repairman's price. But you'll be surprised how many things you can go ahead and knock out yourself, right? How you doing, Tabitha? Says living the dreams. His husband changing out water pump this weekend. Thank God for his knowledge. Amen. Amen. Deb says, I need back brakes. However, I think Volkswagens are different, probably. And it depends on what year, what model, everything is different. Right? And you said, I saw you comment earlier on explaining turning rotors. A lot of companies don't turn rotors anymore. I'm gonna be honest with you. I wouldn't turn any rotors because usually when you have your rotors turned, if they still do that, they end up warping anyway. You need your rotors turned because they're probably starting to warp out. Get rid of them. Get rid of them. If they need to turn them because one side is smaller than the other side or something, get rid of that whole rotor. It's cheaper but listen to me on this. It's cheaper to replace that rotor than going to have it turned if they still do that. Because I know years ago, a lot of companies was telling me they don't do that anymore. It's cheaper to go look online, get the exact rotor that goes to your vehicle, match it perfectly, and it's cheaper to take that brand new rotor to your mechanic or do it yourself. It's cheaper to do it that way. Here's another thing. The rotor that Brakes for Less was going to put, the price that they quoted me, I'm telling you, was so high. I think it was like $700 or $800, she said, if they had to put one rotor on and the brakes. Living the Dream said, be careful where rotors come from because they're made really bad, lady. Everything is, though. Everything is made bad now. Let's be honest. We can take that advice universally across the board. Everything is trash because they don't have enough people to work on some of these jobs. And let's be honest, even when they have enough people to work on this job, you're not paying people enough money to give a Frankfurt. You dig what I'm saying? You're not paying people what they're worth. Why would I care about coming to work and putting in 100% quality work for this company if you driving up in a doggone Phantom and I had to catch the bus or an Uber to work because I can't even afford to get to work because the company that I work for won't even pay me properly, right? So that's why quality is bad. Quality is bad because when you treat your workers bad, your workers treat your company bad. Did you hear me? When you treat your workers bad, your workers treat your company bad, which gives your company a bad name for quality, reliability, trustworthiness. You don't want to treat your workers bad. You know what I'm saying? You don't. And I'm going to say this. When I have somebody do something for me, I don't care if it's raking leaves. I don't care if it's raking leaves. I don't even care if the woman bringing me my food in a restaurant. I'm going to make sure I take care of them to the best of my ability. If I can't, let me back something up to you. If I can't afford to tip you well, I ain't got no business eating out. When I take my wife on a date and we go in a restaurant, if I don't got no tip money, I'll cook her something nice at home. You understand? Uh-oh, New Orleans Garden in the house. Hey, how you doing? It's good to see you. T-Nog in the house, folks. Patient Saint says, people pay people what they're worth, period. I look at it like this. This young lady or this young man is bringing food to my table. You know how hard it is to carry a hot-ass plate of food to your table? Do you know how hard that is? You know how hard it is just to bring a hot plate of chicken nuggets, corn, and a little muffin to your child. That's hard enough without spilling. It's always good to see you, Tino. It's all, you know what I'm saying? Can you imagine being in a restaurant and you got 2 plates of piping hot food sizzling in your ears with a drink, and you bet not spill it, or it's going to take the cook another 30 minutes to make another one. And it's not just one time. This one waiter or waitress got about 10 tables she got to deal with. And on top of that, keep going over there to top up their drinks. Keep going around and asking them, is everything okay? And then keep on bringing out piping hot food without spilling it. Man, look, I don't care how y'all feel about, you like, well, they shouldn't have worked here or whatever, because I've heard that before. I'm going to tell you something. Listen, if you don't want to pay them folks and tip them decently, and I'm not saying because they make, I'm going to tip them because, man, what you do is dope. What you do to me, man, that's fresh, man. I ain't going to play. If you bringing me my food like I'm some kind of royalty, because when you sitting down in a restaurant, that's what it's about. You being treated. You ain't up cooking, sweating in the food and stuff. Somebody else is doing that, right? So if I can't tip, I won't go out. I'm not playing. I will not go. So, and I ain't no movie star or nothing. I ain't trying to make nobody remember my name and write a book about me or about my tip. I think these folks deserve it. Tip them good. Man, that's a hard job. That's a hard job. So my point today, and I want to get on something else too, before we go. It's a little bit of switch of subject, but how you doing, Tony? Hey, D. You know what, D? It's not even about just being kind. It's about being fair and remembering you're being served like a king. When you sitting at the table, your only job is to keep engaged with your loved one across from you. That's your only job. Your job is to be romantic. Your job is to be loving. Your job is to be smooth, right? You can't do that when you're in the kitchen with a towel over your shoulder, flipping food and making sure you don't burn stuff. And no, man, they taking care of you. That's how I feel. Paying what they worth, right? Hey, Peaceful Journey, how you doing? So my point today is, yo, do it yourself. These days, man, do it yourself. Do it yourself. And I want to switch subjects because this may be a little bit more beneficial to a lot of people. I wanted to start this video off. I wanted to make this video super short. But I think y'all got the message, right? Everybody got the message? Man, you better learn how to do stuff yourself, which leads me to another thing. We are in a food crisis. And how many people want to go on a field trip, a lead farmer field trip? Anybody want to go on a lead farmer field trip? Because all of this ties into do it yourself. And do it yourself is my old motto: grow your own, eat your own. I got a comment when I was telling people I'm trying to work on my anger management. And again, I'm trying my hardest not to take stuff so personal, right? And you know what they said? I like the old lead farmer when he was gardening and growing stuff. I don't like the angry lead farmer. Don't make me angry, number one. But no, that ain't it. I need y'all to understand why you don't see as many gardening videos from me like that no more. And this is the reason all of us gardeners been telling you this all these years, right? We remember, y'all, be going on a lead farmer field trip, so hang tight. I need you to understand something. There's goals. There's your eggs, your end game goals, right? I told y'all about that before. What are your end game goals? Well, I'm going to show you one of my end game goals, my eggs. The reason why, let me see, New Orleans Garden say many people don't know where those words came from. I know. I'm going to show y'all. I know, grow your own, eat your own. I know. Y'all don't have no idea. I'm not going to throw that around, but I'm going to tell you, okay? Grow your own, eat your own. My end game goals was to have a food forest all throughout this land that I live here. And all I want to do, I did a video years ago, and I said all I want to do is walk through my yard at certain times of the year and pull stuff off my trees and eat. That's all I want to do. And a lot of people laughed, and you know, that was before everybody got into the gardening scene and everything, and I don't think they quite understood. I'm giving this to you so maybe one day your end game goals will pay you like this. Well, there's a reason why you don't see as much gardening videos off of me like that no more. Because I've almost pretty much reached my end game goals, okay? See, all I used to do all these years was plant fruit trees, okay? I've been planting fruit trees for years. And now I've even started planting fruit trees on my land. So why don't you see too many gardening videos from me no more? Because a lot of these trees have become mature. There is no more me planting this tree in the ground, or me snipping and pruning this tree, and me standing this tree up with a post so it can train it to stand up straight. There is no more of that. Because my trees are mature enough to feed my entire family every year. So when I say do it yourself, that's the same as your end game goals. You're going to always get paid back. So how many people want to go on that lead farmer field trip? Y'all still down? Let me see. My Renaissance grandma says there are plenty of gardeners making videos if that's what people want to see. And you know what? That's great. That's great. And I see a lot of new gardeners and stuff like that. That's wonderful. Well, I'm one of them OGs where, you know, put it like this. You ever seen a rich man? You ever seen a rich man be like, man, how did he get all that money? Wish I was rich. But you don't realize what that rich man did to get that money. That rich man was grinding his whole life to be that rich, right? It wasn't given to him. He had to go and get it. So when you see these new folks trying to get money and get established in the game of life, you see the hunger in their eyes, they going to get this money. But you think this big old fat cat is just sitting back on all these millions of dollars just because he stole it from somebody. It don't always work that way. Some of these people that's super rich, they had to go get it. Well, the same thing is said for some of us OGs in the garden. In this garden community, some of us been out there grinding for years. And now the payoff is us kind of sitting back. And you know what y'all say? Some of the new gardeners be like, I'm tired of seeing the same old, same old. Well, that right there. What you seeing is the end game goals of us grinding for so many years, right? Come on, let's go out here, and I hope this Wi-Fi don't clown out on me. But I just want to show y'all a few things. We're gonna go in two different places. Oh, good, this thing is still here. Hallelujah. Okay, come on, pup. Let's do it. Let's do it. Come on. All right. I'm just going to show you a few things. This is from preparing over the years. This is years of preparedness. Okay? Y'all see this whole branch loaded with pears? The whole branch. I know this is going to be messed up, but I got to do the best I can so y'all can see. Do you see all of this? Can y'all see that? Can y'all see all of that? This whole tree is loaded down with pears on every branch. I showed y'all this earlier, and I'm going to keep showing it to you because the squirrels going to take a lot of them. But every branch. Now, people was talking about, let's show us your Asian pears. This is the Orient Pear. Let's go to the, yep, that's the Orient Pear, New Orleans gardener. That's the Orient Pear. Here's my Hosui, loaded. Let me see if I can zoom in for you. Yeah. Let me show you. Can y'all see this? All these pears? All of this. All in here. All of this. All of this. I'm trying to zoom so I don't mess up the Wi-Fi. This whole tree is loaded with Asian pears. An Asian pear costs you $5 a piece? Now that's one Asian pear. Here's the other Asian pear. Loaded with pears. Loaded. I'm trying to show y'all to the best of my ability without cutting out. Loaded, the whole tree. Can y'all see that? Whole tree's loaded. You really can't see them because they green. Now I want to show you one more. It's leaning. You see it? And look how tall it is. All of those is pears. All of that's pears. And every branch is leaning because it's loaded with that many pears. Let me show it to you like this. We on a hill, so I'm trying to make this thing stay up. Well, come on, let's come back down a little bit. We're on a steep hill. Can y'all see this okay? I'm gonna do my best to try to keep this stand up and show you at the same time. Do y'all see all of these pears? Can y'all see that? Every branch loaded. Straight up, all the way to the top. Every branch is so loaded it's leaning down. I hope the Wi-Fi ain't cutting out. But you see that? Every branch loaded like grapes. They're like grapes. Now this the pear tree. I don't even know what it is. I want to see if my Wi-Fi cutting out. Can everybody see this? Let me get over here. Try to bring it to you. Let me zoom it in a little bit. Okay. See this? The whole branch. See this? Like grapes. I don't know what kind of pear tree this is. Every single branch. Okay? Now I'm gonna come over here a little bit. I'm not even gonna talk about the peach trees because I just put them in. But do you see? This is a Owari Satsuma. That's a Owari Satsuma. And that's a brown select Satsuma. Loaded with citrus. Loaded with citrus fruit. Okay? Loaded. Now, do I got any questions before we go on another field trip? Because I'm going to do this and then I'm going to Led, do you still have your banana trees? But that's where we about to go. Absolutely, I do. Once you plant a banana tree, it's really hard to get rid of it. Do I have any questions about, I have the Hosui, the Shinko, Asian pear. I have the Orient pear. If you ever, how is the unnamed fig tree doing? You don't even want to know. The unnamed fig tree, let me show you what happened to the unnamed fig tree. Do you see that? That's my Florida King peach tree. It's gone. My Florida King peach tree is gone, right? See that? Stumped. And I had to cut it. And now I'm training one branch. I'm training one branch. Now, this is where the unnamed fig tree used to be at that green pole. Get this. Everybody always have problems with deer, right? Well, my problems with the deer wasn't that they was eating my tree. The bucks was coming in, rubbing their antlers on the bark of the tree, and they rubbed their antlers around the whole bark of the tree on that peach tree and on my fig tree and killed them both. What that does is kills the cambium layer and it can't grow no more. Just luckily, I had a few shrubs grow off that peach tree above the graft line. And I said, I'm gonna do it and let that grow from scratch, from being a baby. But it totally tore out. Remember, I had just planted that fig tree, right? So with me just planting that fig tree, it wasn't established properly. It wasn't established properly. So it was just pushing the root out of the ground. And it didn't make it. Especially with this weird winter. Now, do y'all remember me? Do y'all remember the Chicago fig that I cut all the branches off last year and did the grafts? Look, hold on. What did I tell you was gonna happen? what I tell you was gonna happen? It's back. I told you. So I'm not doing as many gardening videos as I used to like that. That in depth is because I don't have to. Like we eating over here. You know what I mean? So just to keep showing you things, I can do that, but just to keep showing you stuff unnecessarily means now I'm spending my money on showing you something. Now I'm gonna waste this because I don't need it. And that's not fair to anybody, not even me or my family. So, okay, let's get at it. Hold on. Come on, pup. Let me see. Come on. Come on, baby. All right. Now, answer some more questions. We got a few more minutes left. What do you use to keep your garden so green and healthy? Absolutely nothing. I use Jesus, 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 Jesus. Nothing. That's what I'm trying to, that's the point I'm trying to make right now is once you've been doing this so long, your garden takes care of itself. You don't really have to do anything else. Once you put trees in the ground and you baby them for 3 to 5 years, listen, you don't got to do nothing else. Me and my wife was looking at our pecan trees out there. Pecan trees, one of them I planted by accident and one of them I planted on purpose. Loaded. Loaded. And everybody keeps saying how many years it take to get a bunch of nuts. I'm not going to call those people liars. I'm going to just say sometimes maybe it's an exception to the rules, okay? Because we get so many nuts every year. The only problem is the squirrels get them before we do. And when I tell you we get a lot, I probably get a 5-gallon bucket off of each of these trees every year if these squirrels would leave them alone. I'm almost positive we do because you can see them in clusters like grapes every year. And then you'll come out one day, you got clusters of pecans all over your trees, and it'll take like one day, and then you be looking for nuts like, what happened? Them squirrels will tear you up. Hey, precious SoCal Garden, how you doing? So yes, I get a lot of almond, but the squirrels come out and they clean you out in one day. They don't even wait. They horrible, man. Squirrels are horrible. Let me tell you something about squirrels. It's funny how people do with squirrels, right? You know what they do with squirrels? They love squirrels. Cute squirrels are so cute. Oh my goodness, look at the little chipmunk and little stripes on his back. He look like a gremlin. All of that trash. You look, if you take the tail off of a squirrel, it's a rat. Now think about this. Think. They don't look too different than a rat. A rat got a long, scaly looking tail. And rats like to come out at night, depending on the city, you know. You're grossed out. You get sickened by looking at a rat, right? It's no different. All a squirrel is a rat that live in a tree. Simple. And they're destructive. They're just as destructive as a rat is. Because if you let a squirrel get in your house, they'll tunnel all through your house and build nests all through your house just like a rat will. They eat all your food that you've collected just like a rat will. They're no different. They just got a little cuter nose or something. I don't know. I look at them both like rats. Okay. Let me put it to you like this. A squirrel is the day walker of rats. You know what I'm saying? A squirrel is nothing more than like Blade. It's like the day walker of the rat family. They come out in the daytime and people think it's cute because, oh, they so cute in the sunlight and stuff. But when you see a rat at night, doing the exact same thing, sitting them like this, eating on a piece of bread. You scream, ah! Just like it's a vampire. Squirrels are no more than the daywalker of the rat family to me. I have zero love for them. I'm not, everybody always talking about something, but it's such a cute little squirrel. You should stop catching them. No, I'm not going to stop catching the squirrels. What I'm going to stop doing is making videos about me catching the squirrels. And then I think I'll get somewhere. Because every time I make a video about catching the squirrels, then they be like, oh, that's cruelty. That's cruelty, Lead Farmer. Let me make a video about catching some rats in a glue trap. People be like, yeah, I'm glad. I hope you got them all. People, and they ask me, Lead, why you been so angry? Because people, man, people push you over the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. It's like a jungle sometimes. You make me wonder how I keep from going under. Okay. So will I be canning fruit? I do it every year. You want to know why? You want to know why I stop? Mothballs deter squirrels. Mothballs also deter honeybees and other beneficial insects. I don't use mothballs like that because they drive away bees. They drive away everything else that helps your garden. So before we start throwing things in our garden all willy-nilly to get rid of one pest, remember one thing. You're also getting rid of all of your beneficial garden friends, okay? Mothballs keep away praying mantises and stuff like that, and people don't think about it. I'm telling you, listen, I know I ain't been talking about gardening that much in the last year or so, but I've been in this game a long time, right? What about rags soaked with vinegar? What you trying to do, a Mazel Tov cocktail? What? Rags soaked in vinegar to do what? I don't understand. I don't understand what that was. That almost sounded a little like, you know, a protest gone bad. Rags soaked in vinegar, peppermint. See, all of that stuff, man, just stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Me and several people like me been in this gardening game a long time. I'm not new to this at all. I'm not just learning. I promise you. You know what you're going to do with all of those little weird remedies? You're going to waste your money, you're going to waste your time, and you're going to get disappointed when all of those creatures devour your food anyway. You done spent money on peppermint oils and mothballs and gummy bears soaked in acid. I don't know what all that other crazy stuff I keep hearing. It don't work. It just don't work. The only thing that works, okay, this is my opinion. It's not facts. My opinion in my garden is this. The only thing that works for me is plant as much food as you can. That's why I got fruit trees everywhere. Because while they getting their belly full, I get my belly full. Precious Gardeners, are you saying hang the mothball? I don't know what you're saying. Hang the mothballs? We're going to go back on one last field trip. We got 10 minutes to go. And we're going to go on another field trip. First, I need any more questions about anything I said. What's going on, Dave Busby? How you doing, brother? So, yes, I got 30 squash plants. I missed something. Team up with nature. Hey, Miss Shirley OG Gardner, how you doing? It's good to see you. I can't hardly see nothing y'all saying, though. Can we see the banana trees? We on our way to do the last Lead Farmer tour. Lead Farmer field trip. What's going on, Even Keel? How you doing? Paradise, can we see the banana trees? Yeah, they're not. They don't look like nothing yet. So don't get your hopes up. Okay, this weather, the weather here in South Carolina is so bizarre. Hey, Callie Homestead, how you doing, sister? Y'all, I ain't gonna lie. Let's talk about, okay, we can talk about this before we go out, because I know the Wi-Fi gonna cut out there. Listen, our weather is so horrible. It'll be 50 something or 60 degrees in the morning and overnight, and then it'll be like almost 90 in the daytime. Everything ain't growing right at all. Queen says, hey, Led, question. What is that item? What is that item you use to fill up your potholes in your live videos? I can't remember what it's called. My potholes? What is that item you use to fill your potholes? I don't think I understand your question. Potholes? Maybe I'm not getting your question. You might be talking about the wrong channel. I ain't filled in no potholes. Potholes? I'm lost on that one. Okay, I ain't gonna spend too much time on that one. Back to me said, that's good, Grammy. Where's Grammy? How you doing, Grammy? You in the house? How you doing today? Paradise says we in a bad drought. Okay, I missed something. That was said, Grammy, my son just called me and said that my greenhouse blew over. We're getting a lot of rain here in Central Florida. I guess I will be planting me 3 more squash plants. The weather here, okay. The weather in UK is strange, just like in the desert extremes. Wow. Look, our weather here is crazy. It been super cold in South Carolina in May. In April and May. In April, I can't make this up. In the beginning of April, I was still lighting my wood stove on Freedom Acres. At the end of April, it's times where I cut on the heat and I'm cutting on a fan, going back and forth. Blankets, heavy blankets. And now here we are in May, and some nights I cover up. I don't know what to do with the thermostat in the house. The tool to make hole in the ground for your trees. That is a auger. That's a power auger. That was if that's what you're talking about, the potholes. Oh! Okay. If that's what you meant by the potholes, that is an auger. You can buy one that is not mechanical. You can buy a manual one, or you can go to Harbor Freight, or Vivor even sells one that's really cheap, like 100 and something bucks is worth every nickel. I hope that answered that question. So let's go ahead. We got a few more minutes left. I don't want to go over an hour. Hey, Grammy, I said, yes, I'm here, live from 73. I planted 30 squash plants so I could get some well as bugs. Some as well as bugs. Yeah. Yep. Let me see. All right, that's it. Layer Farmer field trip, and then we'll call it a day. Remember, the theme of this video is do it yourself. Go ahead and do it yourself. Money is tight. Come on, pup. Let's do it ourselves, honey. Come on, honey. Let's do it ourselves. Come on. Let's do it ourselves. You see Lady Led over here clowning with the lettuce. Thank you, Queen BG. You see, no, this is Lady Led's baby right here. And these are all the trees that I got from Ison's nursery. I got planted. I'm gonna tell y'all more about that later. Somebody said, Led, show us the pomegranates. I told you. I gotta come back here and cut this grass. Come here, pup. Let them have their little baby chicks. The baby geese is over here. All of this is pomegranate. All of it. It's gonna produce some, but it's not gonna produce as many as you see. All them flowers, these are male flowers. Okay, and that goes over here, and it's over there in that corner over there. So I want to show you again, Lead Farmer field trip. Can you see that? This is the Orient Pair in the back. This is one branch. I want to make sure my Wi-Fi ain't cutting out. Because doggone it, you got to see this. Even when the squirrels get me, they give me more pears than I know what to do with every year. Listen, when the squirrels tear me out the frame, I get more pears than we can eat. So every year, I make pear vinegar, pear wine, and pear drink. This, if you get one pear in your whole life, if you got enough money to purchase one pear tree, the Orient Pair is the name. The Orient Pair. I'm going to say it one more time for the people that's a little hard of hearing. The Orient Pair. In all her glory, because she over this way, leaning. She up there. She about 20 feet tall. And she come all the way over here. Loaded, loaded, loaded. Yes, she's self-pollinating. Listen to this. Now, it's like I'm about to sell a car. It's self-pollinating. It does not contract fire blight, and the only time it contracts fire blight, it stops it in its track. It's highly resistant to fire blight. Even when it catches it, it'll just catch the tip of a branch or the tip of a leaf and won't go no further. So what I did, I cut this tree out here live, remember? I cut this tree that I had everything else grafted onto this tree. This used to be a Bartlett. And I left the branch that was the Orient. Do y'all remember that live stream? Do you remember that live stream? Where I cut and pulled out that whole everything. I had Moon Glow, I had Bartlett, I had several different pear trees grafted onto this tree. I cut all of that off. I said, you know what? I'm tired of the fire blight. I can't handle it. So watch this. Once I cut off once I took all the energy from all those other pieces, this one went crazy with fruit. That Orient Pair, it started fruiting like crazy. Look, it just went off. So I make sure that don't nothing else grow on this tree because I want this tree to be as strong as that tree right next to it. This is the Orient. If you don't get no other pear tree in your life, the Orient Pear. If you want a pear tree that you don't have to remember nothing, you don't have to really do a whole bunch, you just want to grow it, show it, and then harvest it, the Orient Pear Tree. Missy Hawk say, I can't wait until my Orient Pear Tree looks like that. Oh, thank you, Missy, because I got one more thing to tell you. They grow super fast, right? Shawana Shauna says, can you make a video on how you make wine with your trees? My dear, I got tons of videos on my channel. Go look at my winemaking videos. I got tons of winemaking videos, making vinegar, making wine from all my trees. I can show you that, but go look at the videos. The reason I don't make wine and stuff like that no more, number one, social media is getting a little weird. Number two is I don't have anywhere else to put wine. I really don't have anywhere else to put vinegar, frankly. So let's keep on coming. I got a mess out here that we cleaning up right now. But come on, I'm gonna show you anyway. All right. Let me show you. That's a pecan tree. That's an apple tree full of apples. That's a pecan tree right here full of pecans. That's a fig tree right there. That's a LSU gold fig tree. That's another LSU gold fig tree right there. I'm trying to stay in line with the... Does the Orient pear tree grow okay in a pot? Absolutely not. Please don't do that. Don't grow a pear tree in a pot. You'll kill it slow. It's like torture. So proud of you. How can I make wine with no yeast? You just do your research on that, okay? Because it takes some explaining. Most fruit, once you got a fruit tree, most fruit has its own natural yeast on the skin, okay? I'm gonna tell you that, and then you can do the rest of the research yourself. You really don't need yeast at all. All you need to do is be patient, go put it in a pot, put a lid on it, make a little air hole in it, and wait. But that's it. But this here is a pecan tree I planted by accident. When I purchased this little pecan tree, it was 2 feet tall. Lord is my witness. It was about this tall. And that's been about 5 years ago. And look, 4 or 5 years ago, something like that. Now watch. That's how big that tree is now. And it's loaded full of nuts. You can't hardly see them because the tassels just fell off. But all of it, what pollinates this pecan tree is this is the Elliott pecan tree, and that is the desirable pecan tree. And they pollinate each other, and each one of them every year is loaded full of nuts. But I only ever get like a handful of them. Now, people want to see the bananas. Like I told you, my bananas, with the weather, the way it's been acting, is nothing to scream about, okay? I'm walking in a field of mustard greens. Here's one banana. You see it? Coming off the dead banana. Here's the other bananas coming off those dead bananas. But those are ones that pieces just fell over there. Now watch this. This one, the one way around there around the corner, bananas. Now, I want to show y'all, I'm going to show you the bees too. We in here, okay? We'll make 90s. I want to show y'all something that I never get a chance to show you Because I told you, I've been doing this so long, I got so much. It's all, and I ain't gonna say I don't care no more. It's just once you get used to it, you understand. You will understand one day when you tons of fruit growing everywhere. All right. How many people want to see my little blueberry bush? This is my blueberry patch. I don't do anything to this. Nothing. 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 I put all my blueberries in this circle, and I was throwing compost right down the middle. You can even still see where I was throwing the compost in the middle. I, I made a, let me zoom this out. I put my blueberries in a big circle, right? And I only left this end open right here. I left me an opening so I could throw my compost, leaves, kitchen scraps, whatever, and throw them right there. Chicken, manure, and just throw them in the middle. And you can still see old composted down, but now look, blueberries all day. And people say, Ledge, you done fell off. You don't garden no more. It's people out here, man, putting you to shame. I know. I hope people out there putting me to shame. That mean I did my job. Look at that. I want to see if y'all can see that. I want to make sure this Wi-Fi pick up on y'all. I'm not going nowhere till I make sure this Wi-Fi is right.